Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Absolutely Pickled podcast.
We have two amazing guests today. You guys are in for a treat. We've got a 2-for-1 special, so buckle up and enjoy the ride.
All right, let's go. Lee, we got a couple of stellar guests this week. Would you like to do the honors and introduce these lovely ladies?
Absolutely. We've set the new bar with our two guests today. They are probably the most famous pickleball legends you will have ever heard of. And if you haven't heard of them, shame on you. But pleased to have Alex Hamner and Jennifer Lucore on our podcast. Welcome.
Yay. No, we're happy to be here. Glad it's so awesome that you asked us to be on.
Yes.
I mean, we were scraping the bottom of the barrel, let's face it.
Yes, exactly.
Not even. Yeah. I was a little bit nervous because I know you two are legends of the game and I'm not. Lee is, so I'm literally the odd man out here, or woman out. But anyway, well, I have met you, Alex. Jennifer, you and I are meeting for the first time. So we'll start with you if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
I know you're a Hall of Famer. I know you're a historian and author of a book that we need to talk about. But what I'd love to know is everybody kind of comes to the game from a different angle, a different entry point. So how did you, I think you were on vacationing with your family and your parents were playing or something. Can you tell us a little bit of how you got into pickleball?
Sure. And actually, Lee, you dig this because my first little fun tournament was in Bend, Oregon. They had a Happy Trails Resort, which is still there. And they had this one they had this one little pickleball, and Sun River's there. And so we did camping with the kids, and there was a bunch of old timer pickleball people there, and they had a little tournament. And so that was like my actual first tournament. It was in Bend, Oregon. Okay. And right. And then it was just a family fun thing. Mom would say, okay, on Mother's Day, we have to play pickleball because we all have to get together and get outside. And so we would do that. And my parents have been playing since the 90s, and they're still playing. They're in their early 80s in Surprise, Arizona. So they would be playing, and my brother and I would just like, oh my God, Mom and Dad are playing pickleball again. Like, such a corny name, Yeah. And so we'd basically just make fun of them. And then we started playing. And we actually both started, like in our mid 40s, right? So we, raised the family. Kids were, busy doing their things finally. We come from a little bit of tennis background and played, but so basically my parents played. That's how I found out about it, and then told, what's her name about it?
She dragged me in.
Yeah.
It looks like you've traveled all over the place. I
do.
Yeah. Is there a country?
Yeah. Well, so the first, we went to the first Nationals 2010. So first play was like 2008 or 9. So Penny, they played way back then, just so you know.
They did. Wow. Yeah. Yes. Lee was explaining to me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, give it up, hang up the rackets. We need to play pickleball. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was thinking it was like paddle tennis or something. I didn't know what was going on at all.
Right. So probably similar, like, Lee's telling you, and I'm saying, Alex, okay, we got our tennis, but let's just give it a try. Right.
Yeah.
And so she did. And the funny thing with Alex is like, I'm like, hey, just give it a try. Let's play this tournament. And she's like, okay. And I said, let's play this first tournament. It's called Nationals. She's like, it's 3 months away. It was in Buckeye, Arizona. And she's like, okay. So it's
a good thing it was 3 months away. It gave me a little bit of time to like broach the subject with my husband and the kids. And I'm going to go away for, a while.
Play pickleball, whatever that is.
So you knew one another before. So if we jump over to you, Alex, so you knew one another before through the tennis?
We did. We were just club tennis players, like 4.5. But I was at the local country club playing, and Jennifer joined. And that was probably around 2002.
Okay.
The best we can recall.
Yeah.
So
that's like over 2 decades ago.
I know.
Exactly.
Long ass time ago.
There's some listeners who can't even comprehend that level of math.
Yeah, you probably weren't even born yet, Lee.
No, I think I was born like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, still causing trouble, and I would have had one child and been pregnant with the other. So I was in the tornado of that, and not knowing whether I was what day of the week it was. So
yeah, and I think mine were like 3 and 5 or 6.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, of course, I'd never not been there overnight with them.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a big deal to go. It was like, well, if you're gonna play a tournament, you might as well start with nationals.
Yeah, yeah, and she did pretty good. She medaled in mixed, and being a CPA that she is, you know, the big USA Pickleball Nationals was the one and only tournament that had prize money, right?
Yeah.
So she's up there. It's, you know, 9:30 at night. It's all dark.
I'm exhausted.
She gets her little check, and then she looks down, and it's like $500, and she's like, "This is the best sport ever."
Like, that's way more money than I ever won in tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it was super fun. I'm like, great, I'm hooked. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that was
and
it.
then that began the tour of, you know, the kids raising themselves.
Exactly. And
No, I'm kidding.
And
yours were they were 2 and 3. That was tennis.
No, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
You
high
had
school.
2 boys,
high
right,
school.
Alex? 2 boys and then 2 girls, Jennifer. And how old are your kids, Jennifer?
Well, my husband always jokes. He's like, he's never seen a dime of anything I've ever won. He says, but the kids have, and I used to pay them commissions to be good while I was gone. So if I won anything, when I came home, I'd like slip them $100 or something if I hadn't gotten any complaints out of their father.
Don't piss Dad off.
Don't piss Dad off.
I love that barter system.
That's
a good one.
I should have tried that.
There's quite a few moms playing now. Like, there's quite a few moms on tour right now. I'm like, they could take a page out of Alex's book.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
do you have the same rule at your house where, you know, you don't come home if you didn't win, right? And so I played in one of the league, you know, my local league pickleball game, and our team came runners up, came second. And I walked in the door, and I've got this little trophy with a plastic pickleball on it, silver, not gold. And my youngest son, who's 20 now, but he's quite funny. He's like, not that I'm that funny, but I mean, he's a funny kid, and he's me and him are the same. And I walk in, and he goes, "Did you win, Mum?" And I went, "Well, and I came second." And he went, "Give that to me." And he came in here, and he chucked it in the bin.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot, pal. I feel like a right loser now."
That is so funny. Wonder where he learned that.
I know, yes. Well, we're all a bit competitive here. My husband and my oldest son are even worse, so we won't go there. They think I'm mentally weak, so they pick on me. Let's talk about you guys all. Well, first of all, do you even know how many gold medals you've got between you, or whole gold trophies? No.
Well, we do know the fun thing about for women's doubles, right? So open women's doubles, for nationals, we won 4 years in a row.
Yep, saw that.
And then we jumped to seniors, right? So in pickleball, if you're 50 and over, right, you're seniors, like your little Miss Lee just did, right?
Yep.
She just jumped over. So like, ooh, I can play seniors, or maybe I don't want to play seniors, right? So now we have options when we're 50 and over.
Yeah.
And then I think we won one then, right? One double women's.
Yeah, we won senior doubles once or twice as well.
Yeah. So then we rocked the seniors, and luckily she's a couple years older than me. So
I don't know if that's lucky, but
yeah. Well, lucky in the fact that for nationals, we both played a lot of singles, right? So we play all three: doubles, mixed, and singles. And so I won a couple times in singles, open singles. And then she's like, "I'm going to try." So then she beats me. So I didn't get my little 3 in a row. And then luckily, this is where the lucky part comes in. Then she moves to senior while I'm still not a senior. So then she won senior and I won mine. And we have this fun little picture. So, you know, down the journey, it's like some really fun, you know, girlfriend friendship, you know, journeys.
It was definitely more fun not having to play against her anymore. So.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Oh,
well, especially if you had to turn around and play doubles together right after, right?
Right.
Sometimes the singles can get a little contentious, but you know.
And drive home in the same car and stay in the same rental house.
Talk to my dad was like our little coach, so he'd run over. "Okay, Alex." I'm like, Dad, it's singles. Don't help her.
Right? That's so rude of your dad.
Like, don't be nice. Come on, just in singles. Stay on my side.
I haven't played singles pickleball, but singles, my career peaked at age 12, because then everybody grew and I was a late bloomer. And so suddenly all these people I'd been kicking their ass were now kicking my ass, and I got really disgruntled. But I also tell people, and tell me if this is true in pickleball as well, which I'm chatty, so I need someone to talk to. So I always tell people singles is a sport and doubles is an art, and I'm an artist. That's my line. But
I like that.
It's really more about I need someone to talk to. It's too lonely, singles.
It's much more fun to play doubles than singles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you always have somebody to blame too if things go sideways. When in singles, you're like, oh, I guess it was me. It couldn't be the wind. It couldn't. Yeah, I know.
I did it again. We got gold.
This is for me. And I know, Alex, you were a hockey player as well, field hockey player.
Field
right?
hockey, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I did in college. I hung up my tennis racket there for several years.
Yeah.
And,
what position?
I was a right wing.
Okay. I was a right back.
Oh.
Only because, again, late developer, but I would whack it up to my mate on the right inner or right wing. We were highly successful. But
run it in and score. You bet.
Yeah, but so we love team sports. So again, the doubles plays into that. Yeah. Hey, well, one of the fun thing I read was these retreats that you do, and I can tell, Jennifer, that you're a marketing guru, because one of them is called "Learn a Bunch and Let's Have Lunch." I mean, that woman's in marketing, people. And then you have a lady retreat.
Fun fact on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The numbers gal.
Yes.
Came up with that one.
She didn't come up with that particular phrase. There was a rare moment, and she just pulled it out. And we're here at Naples Pickleball Center, right? So we're board of directors here. So we kind of like create fun stuff. So it's like, okay, we're coming in town. You know, we only want to do stuff that's fun, right?
Yeah.
And we want people to have fun, and you know, they'll learn a couple of things. And so Alex texts me from the office, okay, what about this? You know, and like, sweet. So we teach for 2 or 3 hours, and then we get the little catered lunch, and then we keep talking. Or remember the dinking one?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something like, we'll dink a lot and get a drink.
Yeah.
Okay,
get a drink. And so we had the little clinic thing, and then we went to the local pub and had discounted beers or something.
Yeah. So we had a couple of those. So it's like, that's fun. We get our teaching in, you know, you get a lot of Q&A that way, and you know, free beer.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I think it speaks to pickleball, right? Because it's like, my motto is always win or lose, let's have a beer. And it just speaks to the community and the people that play pickleball. It's very much social from all levels. Whereas in other sports, you have the social, but within level. Like in pickleball, you get the gamut of people in everybody's mixing and interacting, which I think is great.
Right. And you know, to me, the whole getting pickled, you know, if you beat somebody 11-0 or get beat 11-0, it now has become a thing where you pickled somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for a long time that was confusing to me. I'm like, well, no, if you beat somebody 11-0, they're just your beer bitch. So what's this getting pickled thing? So I think
I prefer beer bitch, actually. We're bringing that back.
Yeah. Or, you know, you probably heard this too, like you're going around and, you know, it's like afternoon, right? So double elimination, people are out, and, you know, they're in their flip flops, right? So they're in the beer bracket, which is kind of fun. So it's like kind of good. You kind of look like who's still got their tennies on, who's still, you know, rocking and rolling.
Lee introduced me. We were talking earlier. Remember in the promo thing, we were talking about. I've never seen it and I've never done it. And Lee said you've done it once. A golden pickle, where you never give up the serve. Have you ever done one, either of you?
I had a singles match where I did that.
Golden pickle.
But in the poor lady's defense, she was legally blind. So
she was probably wearing cowboy boots and holding the paddle from the wrong side. She kept asking
for the sound ball like tennis, and Alex was like, she's lost it. I don't understand why she can't hit the ball.
The
warm-up just giving it away.
Yeah. The remarkable thing is I would get my serve in 11 times in a row. That's
Yeah, I was going
was-
to say that's more than 10.
Your serve is lethal.
yeah.
What's on that note then? What serve do we go with? What's our go-to serve? Are we a top spin? Do we slice it in there? Do we just whack it hard? What do you go? What's your go-to?
I go with a top spin for the most part.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me too. Alex has a unique serve in that she takes like a few steps.
I walk up to it.
You're like
Like
Happy Gilmore. Are you Happy Gilmore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Up to it.
Yeah. So then, and so it's funny when we're teaching, we're like, okay, well, Alex, you don't have to do it like Alex, right? Because they're like, they all stumble, right? It's like, we can stand there, and we all, have our different little unique things. But I think day one, you've kind of had the little Happy Gilmore and it's worked out just fine.
Yeah.
I've just started, I've been teaching for a while, but like I taught tennis for years, and I love teaching pickleball just because it seems so much easier and it's so much more like, and particularly having taught tennis here at the end of a tennis court with an accent, which by the way, hopefully Lee's English accent comes back because she's got a messed up accent. We were talking about that last week, but she talks more English when she's with me. But I was always yelling across the court, instructions. And sometimes it was lost in translation and they couldn't hit it. And you're lugging that hopper around. And now I'm walking up to the court. And I'm like, got this light bag of balls and we're all close in quarters and we're all chatting and whatever. And it's so much fun. I feel almost like ashamed they're taking money. I'm taking money from them because it's so fun and easy.
And yet you still take the money probably, right?
I do, yes. Well, I'm a kid in college and I got a building I'm trying to build. We're building an ADU. So, I haven't got any money. I'm skint. So, yes. I do still
but you're right, Penny, on the whole teaching, right? So Alex and I, we were playing and maybe had maybe another job. And then we have the pickleball kind of thing. And so my dad, who's, the ones that have been playing for a long time, he would come kind of like coach us because he had like a tennis background and, explain the rules and stuff. And he would always say, girls, you guys should teach. And we're like, Dad, I don't got time. We're in competition. Alex got to go back to the office, do her accounting stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally, I don't know, 5, 6, I don't know, we taught a little bit, right? Took a little clinic. Yeah. And we were both so surprised on how much we enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was the coolest thing, right? And like you too, Lee, you're probably when you teach them and then the light bulb goes off and and not that they're even going to be this big tournament person. It's just like they're there to improve their skill or whatever, and they get it, and it's the coolest feeling. So we've definitely tried to keep teaching going because I definitely think it's a win-win for sure.
Yeah.
And I think also if you think from tennis, right? Like I've taught tennis for years and the progress is incremental. Whereas in pickleball, the progress is not incremental; it's leaps and bounds for the most part, right? Their learning curve is here, and then it kind of flattens out a bit, but they see progress very quickly. Where in tennis, I'm like, we're gonna hit forehands, and it might be 3 months before we get to a backhand or before we can start rallying, or whatever. But like in pickleball, it's like you can get them rallying right away. You can get them understanding the basics very, very quickly, so they see that progress, and you see those light bulbs and those aha moments go off in their head, and it's like. It's like for me, what the fun part is rec, right? It's like the rec players and helping them get better and seeing those aha moments happen in real time. And it's you don't have those nearly as often on the bigger court.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, great point.
True. Okay, well, to keep the ball rolling, we would love to jump into our Dear AP section. And this is where a couple of questions from viewers and listeners that normally we get Lee's advice on, but when we have fabulous guests, and this time we've got 2, you all get to weigh in on the answer to the Dear AP question. So without further ado,
wait, there is. I am going to cut you off because the further ado.
She's the host. You got
I can cut her off all day long.
She's a legend. She can do whatever she wants.
I'm just going to put her on mute and then keep talking.
That's what most people do.
So I'm pretty sure really all of these questions are for Jennifer.
We don't even know what the topic is.
It doesn't matter because it's Dear AP, and that's Alex's partner.
Oh,
look at the CPA coming in.
I mean, the CPA is got some.
She's on fire.
Some
things do.
Some little one-liners. There's a career in.
I do have a Dear AP question for Alex's partner.
Yeah, that's me.
So if I can start with my AP question, seeing as it's now Alex's partner.
Well, hang on a minute. Before we do that, we've got to bring on the graphics. So it's now time for Dear AP. And we're back. What's the question, Lee?
So, Dear AP, Alex's partner.
Yes.
I have taken this big leap, and I've got big shoes to fill in April, where I'm partnering with Alex Hamner at the US Open. That one over there, yeah. Any advice on how to play with her? What to say? What not to say? Like, do I smack her? Do I not? Do I, can I drop an F-bomb? Should I get the ball over the net? Like, tell me. Like, I'm quite nervous.
All right. No need to be nervous, because she does like to have a lot of fun. And right, if you're having fun and keeping it light, then obviously we can play better pickleball, and we're not so tight here, right?
I'm just super serious though.
Yeah. No, not super serious.
I am. I'm going to struggle, I think.
Oh, no, you're not going to struggle. And then if you're way ahead and they take a timeout, then usually during the timeout, we usually discuss what we're going to have for lunch.
Okay.
Or what's like, for dessert, we're going to have wine, what kind of wine, and, chocolate. That's when we're ahead for timeout, because people always said, what do you guys talk about?
Yeah.
What are we going to eat next?
Give me 2 more points and I'll buy you the glass of wine.
Yeah, or beer.
Like, should I bring beer on the court? Should I put beer in the cooler courtside for us or not? Like, these are the things I need to know.
Yeah,
probably.
Cocktail choice.
She gets a little dry mouth or a little cotton mouth, a little sip.
Okay.
But yeah, you kind of, she can be a little bit bossy. So I just, okay. Not really. I'm the bossy one.
I mean, I feel sorry for Alex though. She's got to play with this fool. I mean,
you're gonna have the best time. And we did want to say too, Lee, like, welcome to senior pros, because
thank you.
Yes,
it's nice to be the young buck on campus for a change.
Yeah, the newbie, right? The new shiny person, like, ooh, everybody wants a piece of you, at least for a couple years, and then they're like,
some new shiny.
Something new and shiny will come through, and it'd be nice. It's like right now I feel like an animal at a petting zoo.
Well, you made a dramatic ending. Okay, come on, ladies. I need to give you these 2 questions. So when you're ready, are you ready? Okay, so question number 1 is from Liz from Cincinnati, Ohio. And she asks, I've been watching the pros play on Tennis Channel and ESPN, and they sometimes appear to give each other hand signals at times during the match. Can you explain what the different ones are and what they mean? And I'm going to add to that, do you guys use them?
Typically, if it's an open hand, where's the hand? If it's an open hand, that means they're going to switch.
Okay.
Switch sides on the court. And if it's a fist, then that means they're going to stay in their position. And so that way, the person behind, the person receiving, they know where they should go on the court. And frequently that means also where they're going to return the ball to.
Okay.
And if that's not already set up already, like if I'm staying, you're going to hit it, down the line. Then sometimes if that's not prearranged, you'll see the pros like put a finger down. I can't even find the camera. Put a finger down this side. That means hit it that direction. And this side, hit it to that direction.
And occasionally.
That one just needs, if you've screwed it up before,
don't do it again.
Yeah, they don't want you to do it.
Yeah. And then there's this one or this one, which is a fake.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like, I know you're staying, but I need you to fake hard metal.
Yeah.
Like do something.
Yeah, like do something, like do jazz hands or like a leap.
Oh.
We do sometimes signal, probably more frequently than that. We'll just tell each other, okay, let's switch, let's stay, whatever.
Because show the camera again what the most of the population, 99% of the population, their stay is.
I presume I have it right, but because I always get confused. So the stay is this.
right, Lee?
Right.
Okay.
And
this is go.
Okay. So in Jennifer's world, I couldn't remember because I wanted this to be stay because this is a
Like this
stop.
means stop.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So this is how we rolled. I'm like, stop. This is I'm not going. So people would see us from behind, right through the fence, watching Jen and Alex play. We're signaling, and it totally screws them up because we did the opposite of like what the normal people do. Because Jennifer's not normal, I needed the stop sign, and that's how I remembered. So it's really whatever you and your partner little hand gestures helps you remember is what it's all about, right?
Okay.
So you're communicating and then you go forward. But yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Liz from Cincinnati, now you know, except when watching Alex and Jennifer, and then you flip it. But either way, best of luck with that. Okay.
And tell Liz from Cincinnati she's not a pro, so not to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this next question is from my friend Lisa Traylor. Do you know Lisa Traylor? She's from Orange County.
Okay.
Plays at like a 4.0, 4.5 level probably now. We played doubles together in tennis for many years. But anyway, she wrote and she said, please can you ask them this? Okay. What does one do? And we've heard a little bit of this before, Lee, but I'd love you guys as a take on it. What does one do? You can tell it's Lisa, she's so posh. What does one do when your partner gets isolated? I'm a lefty, so usually play on the right. Nobody practices going to a lefty's backhand, but rather it's usually a backhand to backhand dink situation on the forehand side. So how do you get out of that situation? Does that make sense? So she's a lefty, she's on the right, but her partner's getting isolated backhand to backhand. How do you get out of that?
You get out of it by like mixing it up, hitting the dinks into different areas, maybe throwing up a lob, trying to get them off of the line.
Yep.
And if things continue to go that path and you're not able to mix it up, then put the left-handed player over on the left. Mix it up.
Yeah.
Would be me. Lee,
what do you say?
As a left-handed player, what do you say?
We hate the lefties.
As a left-handed player, I tell my partner, get me in the damn point. No. It's mixing up the dink, right? If you go backhand to backhand, your right-sided place person has to stay to guard the line, so they can't really come over too much. So if you go, maybe dink it down the line to the person in front of you, or dink it down the line into their inside foot, or to the inside foot of both opponents, so it's a little bit more of a middle pattern that shuts down angles, and now you can sort of squeeze middle, both of you, and be a little bit more aggressive and kind of try to be a presence, because a lot of the times is they know they can pick on that one person, and they're just opening up the court, and then the minute somebody comes over, the line's open and all that. But yeah, a lot of it is being able to take the time and not panic in the fact that you've been isolated, and trust the fact that you know how to dink, and you can dink in 55 different places, and trust that.
Yeah.
All dink long. Well, there you go, Lisa Traylor. There's your answer. She's been waiting for me to ask her question, so I waited until I had two of the legends.
I mean, Jennifer would say probably it's time to get a new partner.
Yeah.
No, actually, we're like 15 years, right? And it's like the whole, I think, key of the great partners is one, obviously you can complement each other, communicate well, but you're having fun, right? And so even I think that's the whole thing, right? Because especially in the seniors, right? So a lot of us aren't like paying the big bills of whatever we're doing, right? We're not paying the mortgage. We don't have all this stress. So I think it's even more important to find a partner that you enjoy, because you got to hang with them the whole day.
Yeah.
And as we hopefully. But as we get older, right? I mean, you really think like, okay, how many days do I have left, right? Yeah, and so it's like these days are more special. So it's like some of those, women, men, whatever, that aren't so fun, even though they may like be a tad bit more better, I probably wouldn't pick them as a partner, because it's like no fun, right? Yeah. And I'm all, and so it's kind of in the journey where you're at, but it's fun. And so we have so much fun. I mean, just the whole car ride there, and like, the journey, right? Not the destination, but so we just, the few times that she works more, and so I had to, find another partner, they've been good. But then I understood why when people say, God, we just don't get her. She always chats and she's not very complimentary, and I didn't really understand it because for a women's doubles partner, it was perfect. Right. And so I get it. I don't know. So the mixed, I get, right. Because, different people and things like that, and the dynamics, but it is super challenging to find, good partners. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Like, I'd rather, this sounds terrible, but I'd rather lose and have fun than win and have a miserable time, right? Because it's like, this was not fun and I'm just angry. And it's like, it's pickleball, it's a plastic ball. It's a privilege to get that we do what we do.
Totally.
But it has to be fun. And I think the more people see you having fun, and we do have this platform because the pros sit on an amateur tournament, right? And I've always said the only reason we have a platform is because we sit on an amateur tournament and we have fans because of that. Right. Then the more they see you having fun, you endear yourselves to them. And you become real and you become personable. And I think that's something that is, I think if pros lose sight of that, and a few of them have, or the majority have, it's like, it's a sad day because it's, we're all human and it's a privilege to hit a plastic ball for a living.
Exactly. And especially, as we cruise along, just health issues at any age, right? This is the fact that you can even get out there and do it. Right. And this is working, right? Because so many people can't even get out to the court. So, Lee, we're on the same page there for sure. And I love that because with your podcast and stuff, we're spreading that word of, fun and, get out, get your exercise, because that is what it's all about.
Yeah. And we're all about, I mean, I have the same thing. I'm hard to believe I'm 4 years older than Lee, but I'm 53. I'm going to be 54 in May. But I think it was late 40s, but definitely by 50, I went, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do anymore. And that includes I'm not hanging with people I don't get good energy from anymore. And so I'm not afraid to go, I don't want to play. Sorry. If someone asks me that I don't like. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to play with Lee, because you two are besties and, we're besties when we're in town, but, I can't hang with her. I mean, she might drag me along, but it would be painful. Hey, well, we've got a teeny bit of time left and we want to get to the fun questionnaire.
Okay.
So, 8 questions. They're very silly. You can answer whatever comes to mind, and it can be pickleball related or not, doesn't matter. And we get a plethora of different answers. So the first question, if you guys are ready, is...
Are we both saying answers?
At the same time.
Take it in turns. So, but it's one question, then just take it in turns for what you think, and then you can flip it, right? So the first question is, what, ladies, is your favorite word?
Oh, fun. What did you say?
I said mine.
Mine is fun.
There we go. Perfect answers. Least favorite word, please.
Can't.
Or just no.
Can't. No. Got it. Good. Love it. What is the sound or noise that you love?
Oh, that's
the
easy.
sound of pickleballs being hit.
Yes, all day long.
Beautiful.
It's like music.
You get out of the car, you're like, do you hear it? We're near the courts.
Yes.
Yeah, we had one guest that say, what did Marie say? He said the germ is spreading or something. He said something, he made some analogy to disease spreading. What is a noise or sound you do not like to hear?
Oh, it's the whole fingernails down the chalkboard.
Yeah. I had a teacher that used to do that to get our attention.
That's horrible.
I'll take that one. I don't got one.
Okay.
I'm gonna borrow that one too.
Borrow that one too. Okay. What profession, other than your current profession, which will, professional pickleball players, I know CPA as well, and author, and Hall of Famers, but what profession, if you weren't doing all of that, would you like to attempt? It has to be something you haven't tried.
This is weird.
Perfect.
A limousine driver.
Oh, interesting. Is it just because there's bottles of champagne in the back, or what?
That would help, I guess, but no, I like to drive.
Okay.
And limousines are, usually nice cars.
Okay.
But I'm also a very helpful person. And I just think it would be fun to be able to help people and drive a nice big car.
This is actually perfect because
we can make this happen. We can make this happen. We can make
I
this
could be
happen.
your limousine driver.
Yeah.
You rent the car.
I'll rent the car. We can make this happen. This is like Make-A-Wish for Alex.
Maybe you already own a limousine. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't own a limousine. I do not, but I can find one, and this is going to be Make-A-Wish for Alex.
And you're very helpful, and she definitely needs help. So there you go. So that works perfectly.
But Jennifer needs to be there.
This one actually, I'm going to extend because she always drives, right? So she's like, and I always say, wherever we are, she goes, I get car sick. I can't sit in the passenger seat. I have to drive. So wherever we go, whoever's driving, like Alex is the driver, right?
Okay.
So there's more people like I'm in the back seat. So that's why the limo's like perfect because I'm always with the map and I got the radio and I'm taking pictures and stuff and she's driving.
Even if it's Jennifer's car.
Yeah.
Like she picks me up to go to the airport.
I just get out, go to the passengers,
I'll drive.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, Missy's here.
And how about you, Jennifer? Do you have a profession you'd like to try?
God, I've never thought of that. I always think it'd be to do this job for like 3 days, be a waitress.
Okay. For the tips and just because.
No, just to work like super fast and see if I could crank through getting everybody happy orders and I go here and go here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then, but I think I'd only like it 3 days, but I've never been one. So I thought maybe sometime when I retire, I'm going to be a waitress.
Okay, we've got one waitress and one Uber driver potentially.
Okay, no. I said limo. Let's draw the line.
Yeah,
it's the Uber Platinum.
What the flip again? What profession would you not like to attempt under any circumstances?
Oh, that one's easy for me. A CPA.
Right. It's exactly. She tells people, don't go into that profession. She tells her kids, don't do it. Don't do it. And I would agree because I would never want to be because I don't do good dealing with all those numbers.
No, my son is a numbers guy.
Painful. Like I need pictures and visual stuff.
It's not even the numbers are fine for me. It's the target on my back and just the deadlines and stuff.
Really? Yeah. No, I've said this before, but my son, who's now got his first job, he's in his week 2, but he was helping us. He was intern Jack for a while for me and Lee and helping us with our forecast for the Absolutely Pickled. And he shows me this spreadsheet one day and I'm like, can you put some color on it for me?
Exactly. It's like
added a bit of this coloring and I'm like, I'll look at it because I'm a visual person and I was like, oh God, no, I don't like those numbers. So very funny. Okay. This one's easy. Favorite curse word. I mean, not that you two swear because you're so ladylike, but if you had to swear, what would your favorite curse word be? This is mine.
Bollocks.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
My mother's very annoyed with me that I have that up in the kitchen.
That's cute.
Well, most people, and
they don't know what it means. No,
don't know what it means.
My mother knows what it means.
I would say, because I never cuss ever in public and stuff, but the only time I cuss is quietly to Alex during a match, and somehow that they just roll off my tongue. And but I would never say it, in a group or whatever. But it would be the F word. Come on, let's effing go. Come on, because it's like,
I don't count if you're gritting your teeth. Let's fucking go.
Exactly. But I would never say that in a group or more than beyond her because I probably wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Well, that's why.
Bring out the best in her.
See, you can't buy class though, ladies, and you two obviously have it in spades. So
wait, what's your word?
I don't know. I use so many of them. It's like, which one's my favorite?
Okay.
It's like who should take the middle? It depends, right? So,
you have a collection of bad words.
I have a collection, but one that seems to cover almost the full gamut besides the F word would be bullshit. That one works pretty good.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You
have situational swear words, but bullshit, it covers the gamut. Okay.
Right.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Final question before we end this fabulous chat. And I'm so bummed that it's ending already, and we're going to have you two back because you guys.
It sure flew by. I'll give it that.
Too much fun. If heaven exists, What would you like God to say when you meet him or her at the pearly gates? What would you like to hear?
Wow. You have such creative questions.
We stole them from someone else.
Yeah, we stole them.
Okay. I'd say he'd probably say, welcome, we need a fourth.
Oh, yes.
Mine was going to be kind of similar like that. It was going to be let's play. So.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, brilliant. Yes. And of course they're playing pickleball in heaven. Of course.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay, hold on. Let's take this a step further. What ball will they be using in heaven?
Oh, Durafast 40.
Alex?
Yes, Alex. Which ball would they be using? Probably.
Well, I've always loved the Durafast 40, and I can't imagine not loving it.
Because it has the history roots for you or wondering why. Because
I was wondering why.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't even talked much about history, but there's no time for that.
Yeah.
But that new Vulcan ball thing's pretty sweet. So,
That's too young to go. It's too young to get up to heaven, though. It's got a while to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think the Dura has.
You know what they would probably ask me when I got to heaven is like, how come Jennifer went to hell? I don't get it.
Because I said that one F word quietly.
Because she had an appointment to meet Penny at the bar.
It got picked up.
I've got your gin and tonic ready. Where are you? Yeah, well, we haven't really talked history, and I mean, is there anything you want to? I know we've got a book we didn't even talk about. Let's talk about the book real quick. History of Pickleball.
Yes.
And give us a quick overview of what they can see.
So basically, my mom and I wrote the one and only book on the history of pickleball. Started in 1965, and it pretty much all the stories about the balls and the paddles and why things happen. And
even the name is in there.
A whole chapter on the name.
Right.
And so I have it on my website, which is allpickleball.com, or it's on Amazon. So they're great. What do we have? Mother's Day, Father's Day coming up. I mean, they're great gifts. And then some local bookstores have them too, but it's definitely a great thing to have in your library.
And we will put a plug on our own website about the book. So if you can send me a picture of the cover or whatever, I can, and we'll help promote that. Anything else to add, Lee? Anything?
No, I mean, the biggest thing is where can people find you and follow you and keep up to date with where in the world you guys are?
Yeah, I think my Instagram is probably Alex Pickleball, and like Facebook, I have two. I have Alex Hamner and Alex Hamner Pickleball. So I'm so original with my names.
But you'll be able to be found. So Facebook, Instagram, and you'll probably have some links. We'll email you for your people listening, and we're so stoked to be part of your program.
Yeah,
and one of these days, the four of us are going to teach a camp together.
Oh my!
And whoever's lucky enough to attend, they will have so much fun, guaranteed.
It's not, you're not allowed in if you're not going to have fun. I'm just excited to play with you three. I mean, like, who gets the short straw and has to play with me?
I'll take it.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Go. Yeah,
excellent.
Notice how Alex and I were quiet.
Yeah. That, like, Lee's not going to volunteer, and Alex is going, do I really want the? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's all play together. Let's have fun. It'll be good.
That'd be great.
Thank you. And real quick, I know I didn't do it at the front. Lee, congratulations on your 2 gold medals this past weekend in, I'm going to say it wrong, Punta Gorda. That's what.
Yeah, make sure you pronounce the N.
Punta Gorda.
There you go.